In this video, we're going to take a look at WatchThemLive's features. Here you can see the app's dashboard where you have access to your website's analytics. You can set a date range within you want to track your data. You can see the number of page views, sessions, and visitors, and the chart will show you this data for each day. Here you can add filters to only check the data you need. The filters include country code, screen resolution, browser language, and so on. Here's some other information you can see about your website and its visitors. Let's first take a look at pages. Here you can see the page views and the bounce rate for each of your pages. This information is available for your landing pages and exit pages. Next is referrers, which are the websites your visitors come from. Here you can see the domains where your traffic is coming from, including social media platforms and search engines. You can also find out the countries where your visitors belong to. You can see the number of visitors from each country, and the map visualizes this data. The other information you can find out about your visitors include their operating systems, devices, browsers, screen resolutions, and browser languages. You can also track your UTM links. The next feature is session replays. These are playback videos of your visitors' activity on your website. Here you can see the number of replays. You can exclude the users you don't want their activity to be recorded, and you can also add filters to segment your session recordings. Here you can see a list of your session replays, and by clicking on the play button, you can watch the video. For each video session, you can see the number of tracked events, the replay duration, and the start and end time of the session. You can set the speed of your playback, and the skip inactive option allows you to skip the parts of the session that the user has been inactive. You can also share your video and flag it as unseen if you want. The next feature is Heatmaps. This is a visualization of users' activity on your website using colors. By clicking on this button, you can create a new heat map, give your heat map a name, and enter the path of the web page you want to create a heat map for. Then click Create. Now let's take a look at one of these heat maps. The red spots on the heat map show the areas of your websites the visitors have clicked the most. This is the desktop version of the heat map, and you can also view the tablet and mobile version of the heat maps too. The next feature is visitor profiling, which is a feature that differentiates WatchThemLive from its competitors. Here you can see a list of all of your visitors. You can see the total number of visitors and the average time they've spent on your website. Here you can also add filters. By clicking on sessions, you can check out the visitor's profile. On the left side, you can see all the information that belongs to this visitor, including its total sessions, the date of their first session and the date of their last session, their country, city, device, operating system, browser language, screen resolution, and the average time they spent on your website. Here you can see a list of their sessions, and by clicking on View Replay, you can see the video of this session, and by clicking on Page Views, you can see all the events that happened during the session, including the pages they viewed, their scroll depth, and the elements they've clicked on. WatchThemLive also enables you to track your visitors in real time. You can see the number of active visitors on your website, their countries, devices, and the pages they're viewing. WatchThemLive also has a goal tracking feature that allows you to set and track conversion goals to find out how many visitors are completing your desired action. By clicking on Create, you can set a new goal. WatchThemLive allows you to create two types of goals, which I will explain both. The first is page view, that allows you to track the number of page views on a specific web page. Give your goal a name and enter the path of the web page you want to track the page views. Then click on Create. The next goal type is custom event. Custom events include button clicks, form submission, and things like that. Here you have to give your goal a name, and WatchThemLive will give you a key and JavaScript code. You might need to get help from your developer to place the JavaScript code in the right place, which is the header of the href code of the element you want to track. Then click on Create. Then you can see the number of conversions for each goal. By clicking on Websites, you can manage the websites you've added to the dashboard. Here you can see a list of the websites, and by clicking on the plus button, you can add a new website. Enter the name of your website and its domain, and make sure to activate these options if you want to track visitors' events, record their session replays, and receive weekly email reports. Then click Submit. After you submit your websites, WatchThemLive will give you a tracking code which you have to copy and paste it in the header of your website. And after you verify your installation, WatchThemLive will start collecting data. And here you can see the teams you belong to. Here's a list of the teams. You can create a new one, and by clicking on the team's name, you can see the members. And here on the upper left corner, you can switch between the websites you've added to WatchThemLive.